Welcome to our hourly news update. My name is Marina Christova. The big six energy suppliers are said to be investigated by the Competition and Markets Authority after regulations of them have set to prevent effective competition in the UK energy market. They account for 95% of the market in Britain, so there could be a risk of investment delays and blackouts. A satellite from Thailand has detected 300 new objects in southern Indian Ocean while searching for the missing Malaysian plane. The objects were said to scattered over the area of southwest of Perth. The search has been suspended this morning due to bad weather. Despite Australian officials returning their planes to base, ships are still continuing their search. Barack Obama has met Pope Francis in Rome for the first time on his European tour. In the wake of Ukrainian crisis, the president has been meeting with Europe's leaders in a bid to settle the disruption. A court in Turkey has ordered to review the ban on Twitter. The telecommunication authority have 30 days to decide whether to remove the restriction. The Turkish Prime Minister said he would wipe out Twitter last week after news of government corruption spread worldwide. Many Twitter users complained to the court and asked for the ban to be removed. Turkish civilians are still able to access the social network through online websites, but those addresses are slowly becoming blocked too. Field Marshal Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has announced he has resigned as Egypt's military chief in order to stand for presidency. The marshal led to overthrow of Islamist President Mohamed Morsi in July after mass opposition protests. Thousands of people are at risk of harm or even murder due to widespread police failure to tackle domestic abuse. Greater Manchester Police has been criticised by government inspectors for failing to protect victims. A report has identified that urgent action is required. Chief Constable for Greater Manchester Police, Sir Peter Fahey, has called the report unfair and said the court and police powers need to change. Around 1,000 teachers, including many from Salford, took the streets yesterday in protest over their pay. They marched through Manchester city centre, supporting the National Union of Teachers strike that also took place over England and Wales. Young entrepreneurs and inventors showcase their work to Princess Anne and visitors from around the world at Manchester's Fab Lab. The laboratory based in Ancoats is free for anyone to use and offers to people who want to learn and make new things. People can make anything from jewellery to furniture to remote control cars and mini Raspberry Pi computers. Today marks the Global News Relay, bringing students from across the globe together in 12-hour broadcast. This is future of collaborative journalism. Let's look at the future of TV with Sophie Dawson.
Aesthetically, the television box has changed through the ages, from the robust 12-inch 1930s model to the slick HD widescreens we have in our homes today. So just how far have we come?
If we were to rewind to the year 2003, this is where we were. People predicted linear television would be dead, social media hadn't broke, YouTube didn't even exist, and the average broadband speed was only 128 kilobyte.
10 years on, where are we now? Many consumers have taken the digital migration to the online realm, and the way they engage with and consume television is rapidly changing. From video on demand to video on the go, from iPhones to online TV networks, we are living through a revolution in the way television is delivered to the public. New technologies have been put into place and are likely to take existing trends even further, as viewers expect more choice and greater freedom. So much so, the way in which we produce and deliver television news is likewise changing irrevocably.
I think there's always going to be an argument for presenting curated news. So on Granada Reports, we are presenting to you what we consider to be most relevant and most important to people living in the Northwest. And that's very much kind of curated by us and presented in that way. And I think that still complements the kind of online world where you can get stuff that is more personal to you.
Following the dawn of the digital age, social media is often the frontrunner for engaging primetime television viewers and bringing the online conversation directly into their homes. Chris Goldson, ITV's Creative Sales Director, talks us through some of the social media interventions.
Yeah, the growth of social has made a massive difference to TV in terms of the way that you can engage with an audience. There's something about people watching television together and sharing socially, and I think that television makes social media the live water cooler.
75 years ago, the television was introduced with awe. Nobody truly believed it would change the way we view the world. Now people are more attached to their TVs than ever, and broadcasters and producers alike are continually thinking of new ways to bring big entertainment and news to the small screens. This is Sophie Dulson, reporting for Quays TV News.
This morning has started dry and bright for most of us, but the easterly front has already pushed in rain around Scotland and on the east coast. The rain will hit most of the country by mid-afternoon. Some of these showers will be heavy in the north and they could turn wintry over higher ground. The south coast will see the best weather with sun throughout the day, highs of 8 degrees, but it will feel a lot cooler in the wind. So now we're off to India next, where the weather is a lot different to ours. There are no showers in sight across the country and temperatures are in their high 30s. So now we'll pass over to the Asian College of Journalism in Chennai, where it is a very warm 35 degrees.
Sorry about the technical issues there with India. We will be returning back to them in the programme, but now here's our colleagues from Dubai.
Hello and welcome to this special episode of Studio 60 Live. This episode is in association with the University of Salford for the Global News Relay.
Here with me is Tarish Tolani, a second-year student doing his bachelor's program in Media and Communication, and I myself am Zora Amin, a final-year student specializing in TV production. And today, let's begin with our first segment, which is an intro on who we are. The School of Media and Communication began its operation in 2005 with a class strength of over 60 students. In less than a decade, the alumni strength of the School of Media and Communication stands today at over 450 students. One of the major learning exercises for all of us in TV production is our exposure in Dubai International Film Festival. This was our third year at the festival, and here's bringing you the highlights of our team and their experiences.
It requires a lot of faith from Dubai International Film Festival to give us a space within the festival where we can work from site. When it comes to the pressure, I mean, it is something which I really want my students to go through, because this is one experience which will actually make them understand what a real timeline is all about. We are not really working within a strict timeline yet, but there's always some kind of a urgency to make sure that we file our stories on time, because the sooner we file our stories, the more we can do the next day. So our students have got a very good experience in terms of what a real timeline is all about, and at the same time working under pressure situation where you have 10 reporters in front of you or behind you, and you have to finish your interviews within a good span of time, and then you have to also do a good job in that, and there's no second chance. I think that fear is itself one of the most primary factors by which drives our students here at DIF, and we believe that this experience is going to help them a lot when it comes to working outside. So this is almost like working in a real field situation. The only thing is that here you are students and you are treated like a student, so which is actually at times good for a student, because they don't have too much of high expectations.
Hi, I'm a first year media student, and this is my first year at the Dubai International Film Festival. I came here with my university to help with editing, and I'm really enjoying it a lot. And the team is great, and we're having a lot of fun. We get to meet a lot of new people, a lot of famous people, and it's a great platform, a lot of exposure, and I'm really enjoying it.
This is my second year at DIF, and so far the experience has been fabulous. Meeting the deadlines, working under pressure, working with colleagues, it's so much fun, and you feel responsible doing all of this. And we get all the support from our faculty, the staff members at the Medina Jumeirah, the PR agents, and I'm thankful to everyone.
I'm a first-year student of Manipal University, Dubai, and this is my first year of Dubai International Film Festival. I got a lot of exposure. It was fun working with my seniors and taking responsibility, and I'm looking forward for the next 2 years of Dubai International Film Festival.
Let's move on to the weekly roundup.
Sussex beat the MCC by 12 runs at the Emirates Airline T20 Tournament 2014.
Manipal University Dubai holds its first alumni meet.
Art Studio Mawahib encourages adults with special needs.
Dubai Mall unveils a 155 million-year-old dinosaur skeleton.
The Moving Image Museum Dubai displays progress of visual entertainment.
"20-year-old Arpita Kaur, a Manipal University Dubai student, is shortlisted for Femina Miss India 2014.
The Emirates Airline T20 Tournament lights up the 7th ground with top-class cricket, where a stellar cast of players descend on Dubai. Let's have a look at the highlights. The Emirates Airline T20 Tournament lights up the 7th ground with top-class cricket, where a stellar cast of players descend on Dubai. We attended a press conference for the same, which was held at the Porsche showroom Jebel Ali, where we had players representing each club talk about their team and the tournament. When asked about the major changes made or the comparative development of the tournament, here's what Tournament Director Matthew Jackson had to say.
Yeah, I think last year we had the tournament being played in daylight the whole game. This year we have the final under lights, which really adds atmosphere to the event. We also have more big stars coming along this year. Every team has got a major star playing, from international players. So no matter which game you're watching, you'll see someone from one of the top players in the world playing, let alone in professional cricket.
England international wicketkeeper Matthew Pryor came in as a representative of the defending champion Sussex.
Well, hopefully we can win again. Obviously, our first game against Lancashire is going to be a tough contest. They're obviously a very good team and brought some, very good players. Obviously, Jimmy Anderson, an England colleague of mine, is playing for them. So it's going to be a tough challenge. But of course, like any competition you go into, you want to try and win it.
4 teams, 20 overs and a day full of entertainment and action. We're at the Emirates Airline T20 Tournament, which is being held at the 7th, and yes, what an exciting day it has been. The tournament seems to have gained a lot more popularity over the past few years. Apart from the matches of the day, talented and aspiring cricketers from the UAE as well as school children received the opportunity to be a part of various net sessions with big cricketing names like James Anderson, Matthew Pryor, Virendra Sehwag and Prasanna Jayawardene. Let's have a look at today's highlights.
I think competitions like this are great, and we've got so many quality cricketers on show today in the Emirates competition that hopefully the more exposure that it can get, it will get more people interested. And I think obviously with the UAE playing in the current T20 competition or trying to qualify for that is also really good exposure.
The Sussex won the Emirates Airline T20 trophy for the 3rd year running as they beat the MCC by 12 runs. Apart from the matches of the tournament, we also managed to get an exclusive interview with Indian international cricketer Virendra Sehwag.
This is the first time, and I'm very thankful to MCC Club who invited me here to be part of this event, and happy that MCC doing a good job, and they are bringing a lot of young first-class cricketers from England to Abu Dhabi to Dubai, to play in this tournament, and so they'll get the opportunity to play here. So, and even that Indian or Asian parents get the opportunity to meet a player like us or Muralidharan or Prasanna Jayawardene or Anderson. So it's good to be part of a good event.
With camera person Vishnu R. Shekhar, this is Zora Amin reporting for Manipal, Dubai TV.
Manipal University Dubai held their first ever alumni meet on March 14, 2014. An intimate event that served as a walk down memory lane for over 500 graduates of Manipal University Dubai and India.
Manipal University Dubai witnessed a gathering over 500 alumni on the 14th of March 2014. It was a moment of great joy and excitement for all the past graduates of Manipal University Dubai and India to meet and recall past memories.
I'm currently a public relation officer in my own dad's business and stuff, so currently working as a PRO.
I'm working as a site civil engineer. It's placed a company actually in Green Oasis. We are doing a substation project. It's in Bahia right now, so it's like 40 kilometers from Abu Dhabi, but I stay there actually, so it's fun. I mean, after graduating, it's a lot of fun. Real life is fun, so yeah, I mean, basically that's it.
I'm with my dad, joined him in business, and side by side I'm doing my short films, just hoping to reach somewhere in the industry, the film industry. So yeah, it's kind of a tight schedule. Just try to do work and films side by side. Let's see how it comes along.
The only advice can be just don't stick to the books and stuff. Take part in all the activities happening around, so that if you think yaar assignment baki hai, nahi hoga, you don't think about that. Take part in everything which is happening, so it'll be good, and it keeps you more active in the field and whatever you're studying if you take part in all the activities which is happening.
No, I mean, I would just say just maintain your limits, but enjoy for 3 years. Whatever you have, you won't get this time again, and we miss being in college now, and now it looks nostalgic, like I'm back in 2008.
I would tell them, yeah, take a chill pill. Life, as they all say, to scare you, it gets difficult. It does, but you'll handle it well. I mean, you will, because you're bound to.
You come to realize that colleges, with all these things going on, you suddenly realize there's a big burden of studies going on. Oh my God.
The night was filled with live entertaining performances and games, which were organized by the students of Manipal University Dubai. Later that evening, the Manipal Dubai TV also got into conversation with the past graduates of Manipal University India who are working currently in the UAE.
I'm really very much thankful and privileged to be here and see a part of a big team. This I'm seeing on your Manipal University. I feel very proud of it here. Like I say, I passed out MIT in '83, basically a mechanical engineer. So the big gathering and such a nice team, our old, you can say, colleagues, new young generation team members, the media, all this Dubai, our own Manipal University. It's a moment of a great pride for all of us. Great year, all the best, and keep it up. Let's do it again and again every year.
I'm pretty sure, because there are quite a few doctors whom I know. They are practicing in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. My own brother-in-law is also in Abu Dhabi. He is also practicing surgeon with the private hospital. His wife is also a gynecologist. We are all alumni of KMC Manipal, and gives us the opportunity to interact with each other. In Dubai the life is very difficult, not much of free time. So occasions like this will bring us together. Sure, we feel to have more of such meets. If not in a grand manner, small events will definitely give us opportunity to interact with each other.
It's wonderful to see alumni getting together, because it's an opportunity to recollect, to reconnect and rejuvenate. And most of all, when we look ahead, it's an opportunity for us to bind together and move forward. And I think this is a great event, and I hope there will be more events in the future.
With camera persons Vishnu R. Shekhar, Akash Prakash, Brendan Lopez and Ehsan Madadi, along with Zora Amin, this is Thompson George reporting for Manipal Dubai TV.
Mawahib from Beautiful People is an art studio for adults with special needs from 16 years and above. The studio, located in Al-Bastakia region, is a space where artists can meet and develop their skills in an extraordinary environment. With artists being compared to the likes of M.F. Hussain and Jean-Michel Basquiat, Mawahib proves time and time again that art knows no bounds.
People should come to Mawahib and see what it is really about. After all, Mawahib is an art studio. It's an art studio for all people with special needs. But at the same time, it is so much more than that. The directors, the teachers, they help us, they take us in, and they accept us as artists. Mawahib has helped me as an artist and as an individual. I remember the first time I had come here, 2.5 years ago. I painted a horse with a lot of colors. And it made me feel so proud to think that that is what I could accomplish. A while later, I met Trevor, who loved my work. He invited me to the UK to learn oil painting as well as watercolor. Thus, through the help of Mawahib, I've grown step by step. After seeing my art, no one looks at me the same way. Before, where some would see just a deaf person, they now see an artist. No one cares about me being deaf. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I want to be remembered for. Yes, I am deaf, but I am also an artist.
An 80-foot long, 25-foot high original skeleton of a dinosaur is on display at its new home, the Dubai Mall. This 155-million-year-old skeleton was discovered in 2008 at the Dana Quarry in Wyoming, USA, and was freighted to Dubai to be exhibited. No comparable exhibit, with nearly all bones completing the skeleton, exists elsewhere.
Since the earliest days of civilization, man has been fascinated with the concept of capturing movement, from prehistoric cave drawings to digital age of cinema. The Moving Image Museum in Dubai exhibits the development of visual entertainment from its inception to the birth of its modern-day cinema. The Moving Image Museum is a birthchild of Mr. Akram Miknas, who has accumulated collection over 25 years. We spoke to Ms. Mandy Aridi, manager of Dubai Moving Image Museum.
So the Dubai Moving Image Museum, it's a museum of pre-cinema, which basically means that we represent every important development and every important invention that led us to the invention of the motion picture, and that's where we stop, and that's what makes us unique. So we represent the beginning stages of photography, 3D, first 3D imagery, projection, animation, early cartoons, and then we do stop at that point. So that makes us one out of 3 museums in the whole world like us. Well, Akram Miknas, he's the owner of the collection. He's also the chairman of MCN, which is a big communications company here in the region. And he's been collecting for decades, over 30 years of collecting. He personally parallels the history of the moving image with the development of advertising, which is his career background. And he's just been collecting items to fill all of these holes for the history of the moving image, and until ultimately he had this goal to create the museum, open it up to the public, share this to educate the people with this really special part of history that not a lot of people really have a lot of understanding of. We are really excited to collaborate with Middle East Filming Comic-Con. We are partnering with them this year for a competition that we're running here at the museum with them, and they are also our sponsors, and they've just been really wonderful. We go hand in hand, the history of the moving image and the development of film strips and animation and cartoons. It's just so perfect with everything that Comic-Con represents in television and comics and books and movies. And our collaboration is really starting off now, currently, with a huge competition that we've launched together, a comic competition where people can come into the museum, get inspiration from the collection, and create an A3 size comic that has to be handmade.
A Dubai resident and Manipal University Dubai's own Arpita Kaur is on her journey to the title of Femina Miss India 2014. 20-year-old Arpita Kaur has been shortlisted into the top 25 girls selected for the title. She is the only non-resident Indian to make it to the list of finalists. Along with Arpita's large following in Dubai, many others are also awaiting the final results on the 5th of April 2014. Moving on, he is one of the most influential directors of all times, for reasons good and otherwise. In fact, he is credited for liberating the directorial vision in Hollywood in the 40s and 50s. We are talking of none other than Alfred Hitchcock. Here's a special tribute by our alumni Anil Nair Jr.
How do you do? My name is Anil Nair Jr. and I would like to tell you about Sir Alfred Hitchcock. A film and theatre enthusiast from a very young age, Alfred Hitchcock took his first step in the movie industry in 1920 when he became a title designer. As he grew, he became heavily inspired by German expressionist cinema, which taught him the use of shadows and unconventional camera angles, as well as the power of the director. While with Soviet cinema, filmmakers showed Hitchcock that a film's meaning can be conveyed by the dynamic juxtaposition of images, a technique that came to be known as montage. These methods heavily influenced the style and technique of Alfred Hitchcock to help him bring out his own distinctive style, which has now become part and parcel of what we know as cinema today. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the brilliance of Sir Alfred Hitchcock.
I think it would be about murder, mayhem, violence, sex, beautifully pictorially expressed, lovely costumes, perfect cutting, and a joke or two.
Sir Alfred Hitchcock directed over 50 films for both the British and Hollywood industry, with each movie a unique blend of amazing plots, intelligent use of suspense to captivate the audience, as well as camera work and editing that was ahead of its time. For him, it revolved around a major concept which he called pure cinema.
Now the third way is what one might call pure cinematics, the assembly of film, and how it can be changed to create a different idea. Now we have a close-up. Let me show what he sees. Let's assume he saw a woman holding a baby in her arms. Now we cut back to his reaction to what he sees, and he smiles. Now what is he as a character? He's a kindly man. He's sympathetic. Now, let's take the middle piece of film away, the woman with the child, but leave his two pieces of film as they were. Now we'll put in a piece of film of a girl in a bikini. He looks, girl in a bikini, he smiles. What is he now? The dirty old man. He's no longer the benign gentleman who loves babies. That's the difference. That's what film can do for you.
He did not care much for content, but rather the effective use of camera work and montage. For him, if he was able to make the audience react, he had done his job.
The moment I meet an attractive woman, I have to start pretending I've no desire to make love to her.
What makes you think you have to conceal it?
She might find the idea objectionable.
Then again, she might not.
All of Hitchcock films contain sexual tension and content, but nearly always portray the account of sex or a sex act in the form of sexual innuendos. For example, the crashing of waves whenever the characters kissed, or the use of a train going through a tunnel to show that the characters were copulating. It is letting the audience know what is happening without actually showing it.
Oh dear. We become a race of peeping Toms.
Hitchcock's intelligent use of point of view encouraged the audience to take an active role in the film. He brought a sense of voyeurism in his films, putting the audience so deep into the story that they were prying into the life of another human being without that person knowing. This was most prominent in Rear Window, shot mostly from the point of view of an injured photographer whose curiosity got him to pry into every window using his camera. In a point of view, the audience is conscious that everything they see is also seen by the character in the movie, pulling the audience into the film. But most of all, it was Hitchcock's exact science of the use of suspense that helped him structure the suspense thriller genre.
The element of suspense is giving an audience information. Now, you and I are sitting here. Suddenly a bomb goes off. Up we go, blown to smithereens. What have the audience had watching this scene? 5 or 10 seconds of shock. Now, we do the scene over again, but we tell the audience there's a bomb underneath this table and it's going to go off in 5 minutes. Now, this innocuous conversation about football becomes very potent. They say, don't talk about football, there's a bomb under there. That's what they want to tell us. Then their anxieties will be as long as that clock ticks away. But the bomb must never go off.
Sir Alfred Hitchcock believed that content was not important. The actors were not important, but the man with the camera, that was important. Through his love for drama and suspense, he pioneered and shaped what is now the modern-day thriller and suspense genre, with a flair and style that was captivative as much as it was innovative. Acknowledged as an auteur master of the thriller or suspense genre, he manipulated his audience's fears and desires, thrusting viewers into a state of association with the representation of reality facing the character. With many describing him as the most influential director of all time and rightfully dubbing him the master of suspense. With that, I bid you...
In the upcoming segments, we have exclusive interviews with the following names: Quays Shamsuddin, Director of Barjeel Churchit Securities; Ali Razouk, a software developer and student at the University of Wollongong, Dubai; and Amina J. Nawab, a foundation program student from Manipal University, Dubai, who is now a published author. But before that, let's take a quick break.
Today has started off nice and bright, but slowly the rain and wind are coming over the region. The cloud will gradually build this afternoon and temperatures will feel a lot cooler than the 8 degrees in the wind. Scattered heavy showers across the region will bring a risk of hail and thunder. These could be wintry on higher ground. This evening, showers will continue to be heavy, with temperatures falling to around 4 or 5 degrees. So now let's rejoin our colleagues in Dubai who have been experiencing some heavy thunderstorms over recent days, and these are set to continue, though temperatures are staying around 25 degrees. So now it's back over to Manipal University in Dubai.
Welcome to the second segment of the special episode of Studio 60 Live. This episode is in association with the University of Salford for the Global News Relay. We have with us a very distinguished guest, Mr. Quays Shamsuddin. He is the director of the Barjeel Churchit Securities. He joined the company in 2001 and is specialized as a financial advisor. He won the Best Finance Advisor of UTI CNBC Award for the year 2010. He holds the position of chairman in Pravasi Bandhu Welfare Trust and is the vice chairman of the Indian Business Professional Council. Quays Shamsuddin has conducted more than 250 financial awareness classes for NRIs all over the GCC and for families of NRIs in India. In addition to conducting more than 500 interactive radio programs and more than 100 TV programs in order to create financial awareness amongst NRIs. Hello, sir.
Hi.
Thank you for being here. The first question I'd like to ask you, let's start off on a positive note. We've heard a lot of negative stories about people going bankrupt and all of that, but is there any positive story, a success story that really stands out to you?
Yeah, there are a lot of success stories. You know, especially the print media and all, always interested to highlight negative stories, but they never open up the positive stories. And that also, people are reluctant to say the positive stories openly. That is what is happening. This part of world, I can say especially UAE, it is a blessed country. A majority of the population of this country is expatriates. More than 150 countries are people from more than 150 countries are working here. That itself shows how people what kind of interest people has to come and work here. And I come across people, 99% of the people came from empty hand. They are going back with full satisfaction, and when they are living here, they have a full satisfaction. If a person is working, they are getting much more than what they used to get back home. If a person is doing a business also, he came here with an empty hand and struggled and started working and developed some cases empire. We can see that kind of situation also. The only issue, even though we have all this success, if we are seeing any negative, for that individuals are responsible, not the country. Individuals are responsible. So what I am doing through my classes, presently when I talk about my activities, I conducted more than 300 financial awareness classes. Last Friday I conducted 311th in Dubai, and more than 600 radio programs, more than 200 TV programs, all focus on Indian expatriates in GCC countries as well as India. In this program, I am creating the awareness, the need of financial discipline for each individual, need of financial planning, need of saving for the better life, need of regular investment. In addition to that, everyone can grow.
You've been a part of your organization, Pravasi Bandhu Welfare Trust.
Yeah.
So, what major observations have you made in terms of when it comes to the state of the NRIs in the Gulf?
The temptation to come here, there are people who came earlier. Their lifestyle, when they see their lifestyle, tempting them to come over here. And they were living so many years back. So they are spending, they have a bigger house, better life standard. So they are expecting the same thing. When they come here, they will be having it. So that is the reason they are coming here. When they come, they are realizing everything. One has to work very hard to get money, and life is not that easy compared to back home. All this realizing when they are come over here. So they just simply trying to follow their elders who are here living comfortably back home. When a person from a family landed here, from that day onwards, the family back home will think my breadwinner is in the Gulf, so we can lead a comfortable life.
Despite, we've all heard of the harsh living conditions that some of the blue-collar workers actually live in, and that actually has led to a lot of financial difficulty-related suicides in them. So has your organization done any studies on this?
The simple reason, government of Dubai also published a report about it. In UAE, last 8 years facts and figures I have about suicide. Among the total death among non-resident Indians, 8% of the death by suicide. 75% of the reason for the suicide, according to Dubai police, financial struggle. And financial struggle is happening because of the lack of planning that I was telling. They are getting loans simply. The initial loan, I made a detailed study about it. Initial loan will be 10,000 and all, or 5,000 also. It will easily accumulate many fold if they are not able to pay back.
True. And especially as you mentioned to people who don't actually legally give loans.
Yeah.
The ones who are charging 120% interest rate, especially them.
These are, and those who are charging 120, they are not interested on the capital. They are interested only interest. Even credit card, you know that they are asking for the minimum payment. They are not asking for the interest. So it will accumulate very easily. So after some time, few years, they are not able to pay at all. Then the pressure mount up from all corners. So one day they feel this is the only solution to escape. But one thing I can tell you, my friend, many people are coming to me telling these kind of problems. I never give financial help. It is not possible. That is such a large number. I am giving the guidance. With my guidance, no single person who came to me with a massive financial problem and sometimes telling me I am thinking to do something. That means thinking to commit suicide. They never do that.
Okay, so sir, what in your opinion is the role of banks or the use of credit cards or saving schemes? And also give us your insight on how you think NRIs can save or invest safely rather.
You know, when we teach people this particular thing, initially people will say, because of the increasing expenditure, we cannot save. Then I will ask a question. Tomorrow, UAE government impose a tax of 20% all you are earning, how many of you will go back? Then immediately will say, we will not go back, we will stay here. Then how you will lead your life? We will adjust. Then I will tell them, consider from next month onwards, your salary had increased 20%. You said right now, we can adjust and leave. So from next month onwards, when you get a salary, keep aside 20%. Then you decide to leave remaining 80%. For that, one must have a budget. The budget is the control our expenditure within a specific figure. Here there are 2-3 expenditures we have no control. Rent, children's education. All other expenditures are in our control. We can control our expenditure. So from my experience, 44 years experience in this country, everyone can control their expenditure, they can save. So they will realize, not only realize, they will stand up and take an oath in the name of the God. From next month onwards, I will save 20% of my salary. Then this saving must be invested. If they are not investing properly, actually they are not getting the enough resources when they go back also. If they are putting the money simply bank. Bank interest what they are getting, for example India 8% they are getting, it is much lower than inflation. So inflation will eat their savings. So there are lot of opportunities in India which will give much more than inflation. So I will suggest them, whatever money you are saving, you must invest monthly. When a person is monthly investing, we all know the magic of compounding. In the principle of magic of compounding, it will grow. For example, if a person is investing 1,000 rupees every month, 10 years in the rate of 12% return, it will be 235,000. Whereas it is a 20 years, it will be about 1 million, 99 lakh 90,000. Whereas in the 30 years, it will be 35 lakhs. This is the growth pattern.
So it all comes down to discipline and planning.
Yeah. So then only they realize, my small 1,000 also will grow such a unbelievable figures. It will give a very handsome return. I always tell them, when you go back, if you have this much money, if you are drawing 1% from that every month, it will be enough for you. It will be at least 10 times what you invested every month. When you go there, you will get 10 times what you invested every month. But each and every one must understand the need of discipline, need of financial planning, and regular investment. That is very important.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. It was an honor to have you with us on Studio 60 Live.
And thank you for giving an opportunity to share my activities. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
All your
it was
team.
a pleasure.
Thank you.
Sir. With this, we come to the end of the second segment of Studio 60 Live. But don't go anywhere, because we'll be back after the short break. Welcome back to the third segment of Studio 60 Live. This episode is in association with the University of Salford for the Global News Relay. Right now in the studios, we are joined by Mr. Ali Razouk, a computer science student from the University of Wollongong in Dubai. For the last 3 years, he has been designing smartphone applications meant for everyday use and convenience, like social networking platforms Cape House, tip-sharing application Tipbox, and most recently Metromate, an application that is beneficial for frequent users of the Dubai Metro. He is here today to talk to us about the experiences of running a startup as a Dubai-based student. Welcome to the show, Ali.
Happy to be here.
Okay, let's begin by asking you what interested you in developing smartphone applications?
Well, I first started out when I was about 15.
Mhm.
That was back in 2009, I think. First started out making websites, taught myself how to program, and then by 2010, it was pretty obvious that the world was shifting to mobile devices. The iPad was launched. So you either go mobile first or you were going to die. So that was why I switched to learning how to program for the iPhone, iOS in general. And Tipbox was my first iPhone application ever. So it took me about a year to teach myself how to program for the iPhone.
How do you think that startups, projects like this can contribute to the business and economic environment of the UAE?
Well, the thing with the startups are mostly in the tech sector, and in the tech sector mostly about software, smartphone apps, more than about hardware, and they're doing things that are non-traditional. So they're coming with all sorts of ideas that traditional businesses never did. And since it's software, you're not dependent on what's available locally. So if you need something, someone in China or in the US could have made it, you could just download it right there and start using it. So it's really helping create entirely new industries within the tech sector.
Okay, what do you think are the challenges in maintaining a startup, in launching and maintaining it?
Well, first of all, you can't really run a business from your home here, because I think that's illegal by law. It's not like in America. And the second thing would be the actual cost of setting up a business here. It's pretty high. And although a lot of people say that they try to help startups, especially like young people for universities, that's not entirely true. I think that the region could also use a lot better mentorship. Because what I've noticed from experience going around dealing with people, that mostly people here, they just talk, they give you promises, but they don't actually deliver on those promises. And another really big challenge is finding talent in this part of the world. Because previously, the good people who happen to come out of this region, they all go to Europe, to America to work for the big tech companies like Facebook, Google. And the big tech companies, the offices that they have here, they're not for engineering. They're mostly just marketing, business development. So, but yeah, I would say that's the biggest challenge, finding good talent, and of course raising capital, because most of the investors here, they demand an unreasonable percentage of your company in comparison with the investment that they give you. So,
but you spoke about talent, and so for the people who do have talent, what do you think their future is? I mean, in terms of startup, what do you think their future is in the UAE?
Like, the region here doesn't really do much to foster this culture of innovation. I mean, I go to people, I show them things that haven't been done before. They're entirely new. They're always giving me skeptical looks, like, nah, we're not really interested, and they don't really help. So that just pushes people, like, you know what, I have a good idea, I want to do it, so I'm just going to go out and get it done. I'm not going to do it here just because you don't want to help me.
Makes sense. Thank you very much for being on this show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
This completes this segment of Studio 60 Live. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome to the last segment of this special episode of Studio 60 Live. This episode is in association with the University of Salford for the Global News Relay. Our final guest for this episode is Amina J. Nawab, a 17-year-old student at the Foundation program. But unlike most 17-year-olds, she's a published author. Her book, Embers of Flame, was recently launched at the Sharjah International Book Fair 2013 and has received an affable response. She's an unassuming, talented student with admirable skills in painting, sketching, and writing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're 17 years old and already a published writer. Can you tell us where your journey began?
It began when I was about 6 to 7 years old, and I started writing experiences of my own with a little exaggeration in it. And soon it became into short stories, which I used to type into my computer. And then about 2 years before, this book, Embers of Flame, came into my head with a little song that I was hearing. Yes.
Okay, so can you, in brief, tell us about your book, Embers of Flame?
It's actually about supernatural powers, people with extraordinary skills. And it's mainly about a lady, a 23-year-old lady. She has a supernatural skill to control the element of fire. So it's her struggle with her life and her enemies. That's about it.
Can you tell us how it feels to have Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam recommend your book?
It was really exciting at the first. I didn't least expect it. So yeah, it was really thrilling to have him sign my book.
Can you tell us about the different influences that inspired you to write?
Basically, I watch a lot of shows, like films which are fictional more. So I get ideas from there, and mostly it's about songs. When I hear them, their music, their lyrics, it kind of inspires me to write ideas on my own. It puts images into my head about people and scenes, which actually becomes a story.
So do you feel you have any restrictions on your creative process? I mean, you said you mainly listen to a lot of music and all of that. So.
I don't think there's restrictions, but it's just my interest of listening to music and stuff like that creates ideas.
Okay, so you told us that you plan on branching into a series. So what plans do you have when it comes to your characters?
I want to make it a trilogy mostly, with linking one character and another. Suppose if in this one is a lead female, then her side character or her someone in the family will be the main role in the second story. Stuff like that. They're friends in the third story. So that's how I want to put it. People who can control different elements in each saga.
Okay.
So you told us about your trilogy. Is that your only upcoming project, or?
I was actually planning to do another one too, apart from the trilogy, which is actually a comedy romance with a little bit of a fictional twist in it. Yeah.
I guess that about wraps up our questions.
Oh, well, but we have your book here, Embers of Flame by Amina J. Nawab. The visuals that you see here are designed by her. And the book is available at the store Kinokuniya, which is in the Dubai Mall. So please do read. Okay, so with this, we probably come to the end of the show, of this very special edition. I'm guessing we can wrap up now.
Yeah.
But before that, we would like to introduce you to our entire crew, our media team. So can we have all the camera,
can you guys
camera people?
Yeah, lock the cameras.
And also from the PCR, the post control room, can we have everyone
audio
here?
Direction, everybody, if you don't.
The technical director.